Way back in December 2022, when dad was admitted to hospital, I came face to face with the amount of garbage generated at hospitals. Plastic, glass, gloves, all of it. And then I celebrated food being served in reusable plates, etc. But the foil covering it all adds to waste also. I haven't used foil in a decade now and wondered if that could be applied on a large scale. I reached out to you guys on a poll asking if hospitals can be waste free realistically. A large percent of you went with yes, it's possible. A small percentage said it's not possible. And right in the middle were those who believed that it's not possible but we can try avoid what we can. A part of me no longer felt alone in reflecting about this. I wanted to get into the depths of understanding what waste generated from what industries land up just clogging earth, how much of it is even recycled, and how much of it can be cut out from the source so there is no energy wasted on producing, recycling cycle, but rather creating a waste free reality in the most extreme way. Being at the hospital always reminds me how temporary we all are here. We come and go and leave no trace of our bodies, yet the amount of waste we generate leaves a huge impact on Earth. We'd have to come together to understand how each of us can contribute to reversing this. As for me, my reluctance to join big groups often pushes me into making my efforts alone, whatever little bit I can, and voicing it out here with you. Like in this scenario, I couldn't ask the hospital to go completely waste free with dad's meals. However, I could make the effort to pack for me in my own reusable box what I cook from scratch. Or I'd only have in the canteen if they serve on reusable, not single use. Ordering into the room is an option, yes, very convenient, but it would lead to a carry bag, more plastic, more paper, more wooden cutlery when I could easily avoid that, so I'd join with homemade khichdi in my box. The days I couldn't because it got too hectic, even if I did eat out, I made sure I carried my box to pack food. And here's a glimpse of having it out in the park under the sun with my little sister before we went back into the gloomy indoors. Often I wondered that places of healing could be designed so differently, but that conversation for another day. Also, this was a reality of another time. You see the truth of bonds and the superficiality it revolves around only with time. Recently, when I had to visit the hospital for something I'll share with you someday when India has a year to hear it out, on this particular day I couldn't cook and had to resort to food at the hospital. I requested to have it packed in my box, but they refused, despite multiple requests. I even tried to explain why I do this, but it was a strict no, as it was hospital policy to either pack in their box, which would have a layer of plastic over the paper, or none at all. I was accustomed to starving at a point to keep my principles intact, but in this situation I found myself having to resort to their plate, saying no to tissues and cutlery to avoid what I could, since I carry my reusable kit everywhere and didn't need this extra convenience that would only land in the bin after a single use. This I did after walking away thrice and having my inner dialogue as to what is practical in this moment. Looking at their trash can full to the brim, I sat with guilt of having had to throw my principles out the window just for this helpless moment. But asked myself, is this solution of replacing plastic with recycled paper plates a good solution? Is overusage of them not going to mean we're only cutting down more trees just so we can eat? Or is this recycled, and is this the holistic solution that I fail to see right now? Could someone educate me about this? Can people who bring their own not be rewarded instead of punished? How I wish we could avoid it all the garbage. But at times, time teaches you. You can only try and take baby steps and not change everything overnight. That too when it's not the collective priority. For decades, I've been in and out of hospitals for some issue or the other, learning lessons with each thing that came my way. Maybe I couldn't see the waste before, as the concern was just that people not litter and use the dustbins. But now I see the contents of the bin and how much we can cut down so they don't end up in the bin in the first place. I almost want to follow each piece of trash and see its entire journey and where it lands up. Don't even know where it all goes and who to even ask, since questions are not encouraged anywhere, whether at home, school, office, anywhere. The smallest of health issues can cause the biggest scars on our being and everything we are here to actually give, just as our waste does on earth. stopping her from giving her best, so she responds in fury as humans look on unaware of the pain we cause her. And still, she continues to give. The analogy I leave you with as we find a permanent cure for everything, for every single being in every possible way. Till then, here's a rant. And yes, Dad got well, I too got well, all at different points in time. Will Earth get well? Time will unfold the answer to this as we get back to hoarding and isolating a voice.